Please subscribe and like this channel as this will motivate me to produce great content.
Planting potatoes for novices. Potatoes are generous plants. They yield lots of harvests and are simple to grow. Give them the following and they will greet almost any planting conditions. Total sun, fertile, loose soil, and 1 inch of water weekly. You may raise potatoes using containers, pots, or a particular grow bag. However, in my experience, these kinds of containers need regular watering and produce lower yields than raised beds. Planting potatoes in 2 4x8 raised beds yields me a massive harvest, enough to almost feed 2 for a year. In the well-draining, rock-free soil the beds offer, the tubers are extremely productive. The vines need thorough watering only once a week. Among all the root vegetables I cultivate, it is the potatoes which most excite me at harvest time. With a yield of 8 to 10 potatoes for every one I plant, I enjoy reaching into the dirt to grab the hidden bounty. However you choose to produce your potatoes, the planting instructions remain constant. First, select seed potatoes. Begin with organic, certified, disease-free seed potatoes sourced from a farm store or catalog. Potatoes from grocery store that have been treated with a sprout retardant are not fit for planting. If you buy from a farm store, as I do, try to choose tubers that have already sprouted. Otherwise, pre-sprout them by just spreading them out on your kitchen counter. Pre-sprouted potatoes can be harvested a few weeks earlier than their unsprouted relatives. Step 2. Divide the eyes. Plant only whole little potatoes, please, golf ball size. Divide big tubers into chunks. I trimmed mine such that every segment has 2 or 3 tiny bumps from which sprouts arise. Cutting the potatoes makes sense because a big potato's many eyes would result in a crowded, multi-stemmed plant, with each stem fighting for nutrients and moisture, therefore producing just little potatoes.
Please subscribe and like this channel as this will motivate me to produce great content.
Step 3 is to cure the cut pieces. Then cure the cut pieces. Either arrange them on a table or counter in a warm, around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, somewhat dimly lit environment for 3 to 5 days, or expose them to the sun. This stage allows the wounds to become calloused. Rot will be helped by calloused seed potatoes. Step 4. Potato planting methods and timing. In a trench or hole 6 inches deep, plant seed potato pieces cut side down with eyes up. Every side 12 inches apart, space each segment. Between each segment, scatter 2 tablespoons of a low nitrogen, high phosphorus fertilizer. Water the soil well, then cover both potatoes and fertilizer with 2-inch soil. When in October 2023, do you plant potatoes? Your location will influence this. While gardeners in colder regions might get their plants into the ground around Easter or early spring, those in warm areas frequently sow around Valentine's Day. One should aim for 3 to 4 weeks before their last frost date. Step 5. Hill around the stems. It is important to hill the vines since new potatoes develop on lateral stems above the seed potato. Bury all but the top 4 inches of the green sprouts with soil, chopped straw, or shredded leaves once they reach 8 inches in height. Hill once more when potato plants reach an additional 8 inches. Your harvest is probably to be more prolific the more you hill. Typically, I hill mine to 18 inches. Stop hilling when the vines bloom. Like vampires, potato tubers must dwell in darkness. They will actually turn green under light. Consumption of a green potato can lead to illness. Thus, keeping the tubers covered with soil or mulch is of utmost importance. Step 6. Harvesting potatoes. How and when? 2 weeks after the vines have bloomed, you can, if you so choose, reach into the soil or mulch and grab a handful of young potatoes. Otherwise, wait till the vines retreat. Dead vines indicate that the tubers have grown ripe. Reach into the soil with your hands and gather the tubers right now.
Please subscribe and like this channel as this will motivate me to produce great content.
Potatoes typically take how long to grow? Small new potatoes could be ready as early as 10 weeks. Full-size potatoes, however, need around 80 to 100 days to mature. Store your potatoes in step 7. Because my potatoes are meant for storage, I let them stay in the ground until chilly weather starts. Potatoes will only keep well if they are kept somewhere cold, but not freezing. Hence, why? The temperatures drop in my mudroom closet until the nighttime low of 45 degrees outside. Typically, my harvest season falls on a sunny day in late October. As shown, I let the tubers sit on top of the raised beds for a few hours to dry after harvesting them. This short drying period toughens their skin and readies them for storage. I then lightly dust any loose soil off the tubers and store them in double paper bag thicknesses. More advice for growing potatoes. Plant your potatoes 8 to 9 inches deep if hilling sounds like too much trouble. The drawbacks are that your potatoes might be less and they take longer to sprout. Potatoes prefer somewhat acidic soil with a pH of 5.8 to 6.5. For optimal results, add fertilizer or composted manure. Plant your potatoes a minimum of 2 feet apart if you wish to simplify weeding and have the room so you can easily weed around them. Stopping potato blight. Responsible for the Irish potato famine and may ruin your whole harvest as well, the feared fungus disease known as potato blight, Phytophthora infestans, is never plant potatoes or tomatoes or other nightshade family members like eggplants or chili peppers in the same patch of ground without spacing at least 3 years apart to lower the risk of infection. Moreover, immediately dispose of any volunteer potatoes that show up in your garden. Overwintering occurs in tubers left over from last year's harvest.